slightly different coloration on the uniform. Still pretty darn cool to have that. So, appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy on Sports joining you here today. Continuing our way through our 2024 simulated season here in college football 25. Very excited to have this game going. And I think we are just one game away now from that potentially massive 1-2 Ohio State-Michigan matchup. So excited about that. And let's go ahead and get this one kicked off here. Indiana Hoosiers are in town. Looks like a rainy day. Probably middle here, November 20th, something along those lines here. Hey, Applied, welcome in and go Bucks. Rainy day here in the Horseshoe. Hey, Mitchell, welcome in. Go Browns. Good Buckeyes as well. Buckeyes are going to start on offense. Seth McLaughlin at center. And he will snap it back to Will Howard in a pistol. He will fake it to Travion Henderson. Howard firing left side, actually just dumping it off to Travion. He's got a first down there. And the Buckeyes will come out here on a 2nd and 2. Little pickup of 8. Indiana 6-4, bowl eligible here. And excited. Here's a little throw across the middle to G. Scott. They have Kurt Signetti. He's their football coach. I think maybe he was there last year. I can't remember if he's new or not. Option keeper Howard to the right side. Lots of space. 45, 40, 35 into Hoosier territory. 23 yards for Will Howard. And now they're going to go fast here on their opening drive. Travion Henderson in the game. 3 wide receivers and G. Scott in the game as well. Now, fans quieting down so we can make it sheets of driving rain here. A nice tackle in space there. That's Jacob Mangum Farrar. He is a 5th-year senior out of Sugar Land, Texas. 6'5", 256 defensive lineman. But got to be wary of single-digit defensive linemen. And there you can see he is Mangum Farrar on another tackle now. 3rd and 11 for the Buckeyes, who are 10-0. Hey, Wendell, welcome in. Buckeyes at 10-0 again. That date with the team up north waiting for us in week number 14. This is week 13. Right side throw wide open to J.J. Smith. And Smith has a nice catch inside the 15. Another first down for the Buckeyes. Yeah, Wendell, that sort of stinks. Tore his meniscus, and he will be out. So speaking of Michigan quarterback J.J. McCarthy will not play this year. So it's the Sam Darnold show. And that's assuming that he gets out of Cleveland alive, because my understanding is that our defense has just pretty much made him look silly all day today. Both defenses were stronger. Our offensive line without Conklin and Jed Wills and Joel Batonia didn't play some today is a scary, scary thing. James Hudson was just getting obliterated on the left tackle side when he was in there. So Jaden Fielding will need to go ahead and kick this field goal. First points of the day belong to the Buckeyes on the right foot of Fielding. His kick is up and good, short, but credit the Indiana defense for stiffening down into the red zone, which is what they needed to do. So if you are a fan of Ohio football, truly the state of Ohio football, you'll recognize senior quarterback graduate transfer Curtis Rourke. He is the quarterback there. You can see he is has the X Factor Superstar emblem underneath him, and he is a very experienced quarterback. He played extremely well for OU, Ohio University, the Bobcats, and is now transferred here to finish his career for the Indiana Hoosiers. So he's can hopefully take care of the ball much better than their previous plays. He's going to hand it off for a second time to the running back. That is Elijah Green, redshirt junior out of Roswell, Georgia. 6', 207. He picks up a first down. Does Green. Here comes Green again, right up the middle. Big gaping hole in the middle of that scarlet and gray defense. And Elijah Green with 2 first down runs back to back. Yep, pretty wild. We're getting close now. It's hard to believe. And this time Green will try the middle, and there's nowhere to go. Tyleek Williams continuing to be an absolute monster in the middle of this defense. Rourke right side, dislodged. Tried to go for his receiver on that side, Donovan McCulley, senior out of Indianapolis, Indiana, but good coverage by Denzel Burke. Here's a 3rd and 10. They'll rush 4. They'll break through and go to the middle. Dig route again to McCulley, and McCulley has the first down. Donovan McCulley First down, Indiana. So decent opening drive for the Hoosiers here now into Buckeye territory. Here's a handoff to the second tailback that we've seen, and he's going to pick up 10 yards. That's going to be Justice Ellison. What is it, number 6? Justice Ellison, another fifth-year senior. 5'9", 210. Ellison, maybe a little bit more of that scat back type. He's about 3 inches shorter than Green, but into the game now and running pretty well is Justice Ellison. And pressure coming, and a sack for the sophomore Jason Moore. Comes in some pass rush situations. He's a higher rated pass rusher than Ty Hamilton is. And Rourke is going to go ahead and take off. He'll be chased from behind by JT Tuamolau and Jack Sawyer. And therefore, a kick will be the end of their drive as well. Their kick is up, and their kick is good from senior kicker Derek McCormick. McCormick drills it up and in. Redshirt senior out of Port Charlotte, Florida. Yeah, it is hard. There are definitely some high points and some low points of the sports calendar, but in some ways it's kind of nice because it makes the fall that much more exciting. And it's like you get football and then you blink and it's Christmas, and then we're doing it all again, feels like. Play action to Henderson now. Right side throw, and he'll try to dump it short to Tate. Tate's actually going to lose a yard. Tackled there by D'Angelo Pons, true sophomore out of Miami, Florida. Defensive back here for Signetti's team. Left side throw, picked off. Uh-oh. This one could be house called. 10-5 touchdown, D'Angelo Pons. And we have seen Will Howard throw too many pick sixes. Hey, Rick, welcome in. We have seen Will Howard throw too many of those, and there is yet again another one. And I've heard a lot of other people who have been playing it, that the interceptions are a problem. The game, especially on all Heisman or Madden or all Heisman, is the AI guys are very tough, and we have seen Will Howard throw, gosh, that's probably 15 interceptions now. He's definitely averaging more than one a week here in their 11th game of the season. I know he's got more than 11. Howard now, right side throw, got it to G. Scott. First down, he'll hurdle over the line. And that's 51 yards now for Howard to go along with that singular interception. Yeah, as long as he doesn't throw more. Hey, we really have got the quick hook. We can put Devin Brown in. Left side throw, we might get some PI here. And they're highlighting the guy who's on the ground. That's Jameer Johnson. And Johnson will be the guilty party. Should just decline that. I think maybe they did. Yeah, Wendell, I hope he's not like that in real life either. Tom will obviously tell. I think he'll be a little bit better than that. A little throw out of the backfield. Quinshon Judkins for 15 and a first down. Very quickly back into Hoosier territory as Sean Asbury, the senior safety, makes the tackle. Motion coming from Tate. Now they go heavy to the right side, but they'll run up the play action now. Then he'll throw it to Tate, who just picks up a couple of yards. Yeah, I mean, he's a monster. Hopefully he's ready to kind of take over for Cade Stover. In theory, he's faster and more athletic than Cade Stover, so that's pretty wild. Here's Quinshon. Huge run for a first down. Safety flying in from the back end. That's Josh Sanguinetti. And Sanguinetti makes the tackle, but not before Tate gets the first down. Now here is Henderson up the middle, and another nice run for Travion. Give him 6. Travion Henderson now as we're down to 2 minutes here in the first quarter. Hey, Carter, welcome. Don't stay up too late on your second night of school, buddy. Did you have Mrs. Nagy today? I forgot to ask her if you have her again this year or not. I think you're a sophomore, right? So you should have her again. Here's Travion to the 1. Knee down. The 1 foot line here, but it is a first and goal. Henderson in the backfield. Howard, good time. Now he'll fire. Tipped and then caught! Caught by J.J. Smith. Look at the awareness here. That ball was swatted out of the air by the defensive back. 8th period. I'll get to end the day with her. Lovely. swatted out of the air by the defensive back and into the arms of J.J. Smith. Watch this play. This was a cool-looking play. Tipped, boink, right into his hands. Talk about awareness there from your freshman. Nice touchdown catch. And the Buckeyes are able to even Steven this thing right back up. 10-10. Nice response drive there from Will Howard. Now he's got a touchdown pass to both teams. Cooper had one in the Cardinal. I think they've won 5 in a row, Wendell. They won the final 2 at the Twins, and then they just swept the Cubs as well. Yeah, Applied's on it. Remember, they lost the doubleheader against the Twins, and that was like 6 losses in a row. And then they won the last 2 games of the Twins and then just swept the Cubbies. Another good pitching performance by one of the pitchers that they brought in, Alex Cobb, at the break. He pitched well tonight, and he didn't have to use Clase or the entirety of the bullpen. 3rd and 3 coming up as they tried just a quick little swing pass to the right side here. We're going to have to wait for quarter number 2 to get it, though. Appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy. Nagy on Sports is the channel. Thanks so much to all of our subscribers. Picked up another new one yesterday. If that was you, thanks so much. We do appreciate that. We're excited. Our NFL sim has made it to the postseason. Our Browns are the number 2 seed. And then we are now just 1 game away. We've got the Michigan game coming up here for Ohio State. And then obviously it'll be right now, I think as it stands, assuming both Ohio State and Michigan win this week number 13 that we're watching unfold in front of us right now, then both teams will be undefeated. So this is the scenario that I'm talking about. Both teams will be undefeated. They will play in Ohio Stadium next week on week 14 of our sim. If they're both still undefeated, they are guaranteed to play again the next week in the Big Ten Championship, regardless of that outcome. So they will play 2 games in a row, once here in Ohio Stadium, once in this left side throw, and he got past it. Watch out on the corner, and a nice tackle. Caleb Downs saves a touchdown there. That's Elijah Surratt, junior receiver. All right, that sounds good. Good idea. Good idea, Carter. Nice throw by Rourke here. Just put it right behind Hancock in front of Caleb Downs. But then Ohio State will play Michigan in the Big Ten Championship in Indiana. And that's the one, to me, that matters more. If literally the outcome of the game next week means nothing, because they will play again for the Big Ten Championship. And if you win that, then you get the bye in the playoff. And I think that's what you want. So this is exactly what I've talked about. I'm like, we got to beat Michigan. That's all that matters this year. I was like, yeah, but which time? Because for me, it should be the last time that you play them. I don't care if you lose in the first game. Heck, even lose in the second game. If you play them again in the playoffs, you beat them then, right? You beat them the last time that you play them. So, and again, that's the way that it's starting to shape up here for us on our sim. Correct, Wendell. There are no more divisions. Even though they added 4 West Coast teams, they didn't add them to the West. It's just all one Big Ten, and the top 2 teams in the Big Ten will play in the Big Ten Championship. And I just checked before this game, Oregon has 2 Big Ten losses. They're in 3rd place. So again, if both Ohio State and Michigan at 10-0 win their Week 13 games, which we are watching Ohio State currently tied 10-10 in their Week 13 game. There's a nice swing pass to Travion. Breaking tackles Henderson up to the 34. So if this result holds and Michigan wins, whoever they have to play, again, they are guaranteed to play back-to-back weeks. And then potentially playing a 3rd time in a playoff. So times they are a-changin'. G. Scott, first down to the midfield stripe. Pitch Will Howard over 100 yards on the day here. 9 minutes to go. Do appreciate, again, all of our subscribers. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe, we'd appreciate that. Here's Travion up the middle. Tries to stick his foot in the ground. He will be tackled right there by Aiden Fisher, the junior linebacker out of Fredericksburg, Virginia. Riverbend High School. Also, make sure you hit that thumbs up video as we continue to grow our college and Ohio State audience here, working our way through. We're really looking forward to the 12-team playoff. My hope is that we can get to that thing by like next week kind of be simultaneously running the NFL playoffs and our 12-team playoff before the real seasons start. That's kind of the goal. Hoping that will work out for us. 7:23 on this second quarter clock. Throw it right side. Caught by the freshman. Smith again. J.J. Smith. Man, I'm so excited to see him play in real life. Oof. Pretty darn pumped to see this offense and this defense. The team's just, they're so loaded. They're so loaded. 4 yards up the middle for Quinchon. I do remember that, Carter, yes. Whoop, ball's on the ground, and it's going to be picked up by the Hoosiers. Travion fumbles it, and it bounces right into the arms of Jalen Walker, the senior linebacker. And I'm not sure that Travion was down, so that might stand. We'll see if they go booth review here. There he is. Aiden Fisher, your junior linebacker. Oh, that ball is out. Yep, no booth review there. Oh, that's right. I do remember that, Carter. That's right. That's funny. You did say you were like, Nagy on Sports. I do remember that now. Well, if I swing by again during 8th period, just say, hey, Mr. Nagy, it's Carter. Or, hey, Nagy on Sports, it's Carter. It's me. Your number one Fairbanks fan as they try to go wide with the running back. The Buckeyes are there now. 3rd and 4. Let's see if they can get it back. Buckeyes 2 turnovers already in this first half. Up the middle and a big sack. Jason Bourne, his second of the day. And Rourke a little gimpy getting up, but a 4th and 11 will net a punt. And it's just going to mean more yards for the Ohio State offense here as they have been able to drive effortlessly, scoring points on every drive that they haven't turned it over on. They've either turned it over or scored. They haven't had to punt yet. 22,000 followers or just 2,000? We're at 1,100, 1,117 right now. Getting 22,000 would be crazy. You don't need to get my autograph. That feels a little over the top, but you can at least tell me who you are. We can dap it up. Your classmates will be so jealous. Nice swing pass to Quinchon here. 2nd and 1. Buckeyes in the red zone. Let's punch this bad boy in the end zone here. 3:33 on the second quarter clock. Howard now. Blitz coming. They feel it. They'll go to that side and make Egbuka. First time we've called his name today, and Egbuka's got a first down to the 10-yard line. 1st and goal for the Buckeyes. I mean, it would, Wendell, 22,000 would be incredible. Trust me, I would take that in a heartbeat. I remember how long we had to try to work to just get 1,000. Felt like we were trying to get 1,000 for years, which we kind of were. QB power left side. Don't like that call there from Chip Kelly, but 2-minute warning time here. Trips to the right side now. Junkins on the right hip. They're at the 8-yard line here. Howard back to pass. Over the middle. Stuck it to Scott for a touchdown. Right between the 8 and the 8. G. Scott Jr. into the end zone. A touchdown for the Buckeyes here. Just under 2 to play in the first half. Yeah, it was definitely a long time, Wendell, before we really started pushing people subscribing to try to get to 1,000 so that we can monetize. And I mean, it's not. I mean, our channel doesn't make a lot of money, but that's not the point of the channel. But helps facilitate some different things. And how about Tyleek Williams up the middle? Call timeout, Buckeyes. Call timeout. They choose not to, but Indiana will actually help them out by going no huddle and hurrying up quickly now. Over the middle, caught, and he's going to get the first down. What a catch there by Surratt. And Lathan Ransom flew over from that safety spot on the far side to make the tackle, but on that 3rd and long, they do get the first down. Now the Buckeyes will blitz. He'll go over the middle, found his man wide open again, streaking down the seam. There is E.J. Williams, 5th-year senior receiver, and Williams has a big first down, and they're all the way up to Ohio State's 30 now. So when you were a play away from getting them off the field. Now all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, we got to keep them out of the end zone here. It's Miles Price, fifth-year senior receiver on that end. Dallas, Texas. Here's Rourke. Pressure up the middle, and he can't get it off on the screen pass. They came hot and heavy up the A-gap. Did the defensive line now. Buck 15. This time they get the screen off, and it's going to be complete for a first down. Justice Ellison, and he's pushed out of bounds to 12. That screen pass works much, much better here in this version of this football game. 2-yard draw there. This time they're going to waste time now. Look at that. Game clock, or play clock down to 6, down to 5. Trying to waste time. Left side end zone. Knocked away. Davison. Igbenosin with the coverage. 3rd and 8. The bell is ringing. 31 seconds. They'll run a draw. Left side. Goes nowhere. And then Ohio State very quickly calls timeout. Excuse me. McCormick's kick is up, and his kick is good. 17-13 here with about 30 seconds to go in the first half. Ohio State has saved 2 timeouts. And we know that Will Howard can sling the pill. So, Wendell, I can't remember if you were on the new Madden demo the other night, that they did run a screen pass to Nick Chubb, and it was successful. So maybe they did fix that for Madden. Play action. Howard, zip it over the middle. It's almost picked again. That's Aiden Fisher, the junior linebacker. Lucky that he's going to get that one back again, and now they're just going to hand the ball off. Yep, they're content to get to halftime. Travion goes for 5, and that'll be it for this first half of football. 17-13 again. Ohio State playing good, playing well. Actually, Travion's going to get a few more yards. He's going to get decked on the back end. Nice tackle by Sean Asbury, the second. All right, 17-13 here at halftime. Again, appreciate everybody being on. Phil Nagy on Sports here with our official 2024 Ohio State sim using the Dynasty mode. I have been recruiting as well, so we will take, we will do a Dynasty mode, and then we'll go into the future after the season with some new recruits, and I can change their names and make them the guys Tavian St. Clair and stuff that are coming in 25, so that should be pretty fun. But first things first, got to try to win a national championship here. Rourke hit as he throws, incomplete. Thought maybe Jack Sawyer was going to be able to snag that one out of the air. Over the middle and dropped the interception. Sonny Styles, but forces the punt. I think it's much better than Madden. Yes, it's quite a controversial thing so far. What has been controversial about it that you've heard? I think they cleaned up a lot of the things that we had not liked about with the realism. Now there are still broken coverages and glitchy plays, and this can win every time. If we were the kind of person who was sit down and trying to grind out being the best player online or something like that. But in terms of what we wanted to do, which is try to be realistic and have football look pretty realistic, maybe Will Howard doesn't throw 4 pick sixes in a game, but so maybe we keep turning down the interception fader a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. Quick throw left side, and Henderson's going to get blown up out of the backfield. 3rd and 6. Back to pass. Left side throw. Caught. First down inside the 20. Oh, I see. So the controversy has been some people think it's just Madden with college colors, and some people think it's a way better game. Yeah, it's definitely not the same game. The mechanics are different. They didn't start... Part of the reason that I think that Madden suffers is that they just start with the previous year's game, and then they just update it. So it's like they keep putting lipstick on a pig. They don't ever start over and build the game from scratch, where if they had... So that's what college football did. They built the game from scratch using next-gen consoles and the Unreal Engine, and so actually using you know, a PS5 and an Xbox One or whatever at their full capacities. And they actually built the game, so I think it's way. I think the physics of it is way better. Here's a nice touchdown pass over the middle again. J.J. Smith, this kid is balling. So I think it's way smoother. It's the left joystick when you're playing yourself is much more effective than it should. Like, you should just be able to run into holes without having to do juke moves and spin moves and different things too. So I suppose, yes, I have heard some people claim that it's just a that it's just going to be you know, Madden with college players and jerseys, but I find it to be a way better game overall, and I think we've already seen some of those things transfer over. So they've got a mode in this game where you create a guy, right, and you get recruited, and then you pick where you go to school. It's called Road to Glory, right? They had that in the original game. And you know, every week between games you have, you can go to class, or you can go work out, or you can go work on your social media, like to get NIL deals and stuff like that. So like, it's kind of fun. You can create your superstar. You try to get as good as you can, and you level up and you play the games or whatever, but only controlling your guy, right? But now Madden is bringing in like be a superstar, so you can actually like bring your guy in from the college game to Madden, which Madden never had that. So it's like, hey, here's something new that they've decided to add, you know. So we'll see. So yes, for me, I feel like it's a lot better. JTT with a nice sack. That's 5 sacks for the Buckeye defense now. Tuimoloau gets up in there, and they're going to have to punt it away now. Ohio State's starting to exert their will here, now up 11 and getting the football back. Should get good field position. As Smith's going to take it all the way back at his 35. Nice punt. Good coverage there from the coverage team. Omar Cooper getting down there. Yeah, that's a good. That is a good question. Applied is here's a big run for Travion Henderson up the middle, and Henderson's got it into Indiana territory already. Call for 38, and they're going to go hurry up after that. I haven't done any college Ultimate Team yet, Carter, but I think it is. I'm assuming it's a thing, and it's probably pretty fun, right? That's never been my way of. You know me. I like the realism of it, so. Basically making a fantasy roster of any guys that I wanted has not been my... I've never gotten into any of those, the Madden Ultimate Team or anything. The NBA version of it, the hockey version of it, any of those versions of it. But so, Applied, that's a really good question. My assumption is that they will probably start with this model, you know, this base game, and then redo it for next year. They're not going to... You know what I mean? They spent so much time working on all of, like, every team's entrances correct, you know, so the Texas guys run out with the Longhorn, and the Oklahoma guys run out on the covered wagon shooting rifles, and Michigan comes out and hits the big sign, and Ohio State's got the script Ohio, you know, so it's like they spent so much time painstakingly building every detail of every stadium that I can't imagine that they would spend the time to do that stuff again, right? Those things don't change. Their fight songs don't change. Their jerseys and colors don't change as we're to Carnell Tate in the end zone for a touchdown. That was a beautiful throw from Will Howard. Beautiful throw, and he beat Jameer Johnson into the corner. Look at this throw to Tate. Put it where he could, only where he could get it. Just back shoulder right there. Oh, beautiful throw. Unguardable. That's an unguardable throw right there from Will Howard to Carnell Tate as, again, Ohio State begins to pull away from the Hoosiers here. But, you know, they're going to... All right, Carter, have a good day at school tomorrow, buddy. They'll obviously have new guys. You know, guys will transfer to new schools, so they'll have to do that. Players will... change numbers, or people will graduate or go to the draft or whatever. So, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Option keeper, and Rourke's going to get hit, but he does get it 4 yards in the process. So, yeah, I'm sure they will do some of those updating things, and, yeah, maybe they will be a little bit more responsive to the things that they felt were broken about the first build. Now, I will say the other thing, I mean, potentially, that you're absolutely right. It could just become Madden 2.0 eventually. But they have been much more intentional about involving their content creators. So if you go on YouTube, some of these like big time gamers and stuff that have, you know, big followings who do, you know, these big high level YouTube channels for different games and stuff, EA like invited like these like high level gamer guys to go to their studios and like asked them questions and said, what do you think about this? And what, like, gave them some game testing things, like, what do you think people care about? And Madden has never done any of that. Madden has never involved any of their content creators or any of their, you know, end users to come in and provide feedback or do roundtables or something like that. So I do give them credit for doing that with the college game. And the couple of the videos that I watched of the guys about it, like in anticipation of the game coming out, they actually said it was like really cool and that they like were really responsive and like really happy to get the information and those kinds of things. So they actually like took like user feedback. So it's like if somebody had just said to like the Madden people, hey, will you fix this stupid thing? You know, and they're like, yeah, we would. We didn't realize that was important to you. You know what I mean? So I'm hopeful that maybe college football will do the same, and because college football is now on a console with updates, like there's already been one update to the gameplay. Like they're gonna try to course correct as we go along if there's any gaping wounds. So yeah, I think for the first game in a decade plus, they knocked it out of the park, and I'm really excited. I played far too much of it. I think I've played 5 seasons of Dynasty already, in various capacities, not including this one that we're just simming as Ohio State gets down to the 1-yard line again. Hey, LA, welcome in. Sorry, I didn't want to ignore you there. I was just in the middle of my train of thought. Quinchon Judkins, touchdown Buckeyes. Could be heading for some backups here in the fourth quarter again. 38-13 now. Buckeyes were starting to run away with this one here in the second half. I'm not sure, LA. I may have to check. They very possibly could be still in third, the third-rated team and be undefeated. And knocks it into C.J. Hicks there. 38-13, buck 12. Anyway, I've done a lot of talking, but not the right kind of talking here. People get on the channel for these sims. Appreciate you being on, by the way. Those of us who have joined you. Only place on YouTube where you can find these simulated sporting events with live original commentary and some dopes that sometimes don't shut up and answer your questions on the chat, but take a really long time to do them. Here's a little pop pass across the middle. First down in his sights, and he got it. Nice run after the catch. Miles Price. It was a really nice run for Price after the catch for that first down. That pop pass was just, obviously that's 2 or 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Now here comes the running back Justice Ellison, and Ellison's got 3 to the right side. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. Not sure they will call another play. They might. And they do. Right with 0 ticks left. Rourke across the middle. Got a man. First down. There he is again on the pop pass. Or the man from the pop pass, Miles Price. And Price is knocked out of bounds. And a first down to end the quarter. And this has been Indiana's best drive in a couple of drives. 38-13 here, headed to number 4. Yeah, they absolutely had to start from scratch. So, and again, this was the first game designed. I forget how they phrased it. Like, it was designed for the next-gen console, right? The first football game designed for the next-gen console, because Madden was not designed for the next-gen consoles. We're still playing on the Madden build from PS4, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I think there was a big difference between 3 and 4 when they went to the Blu-ray technology and away from DVD technology, but 4 and 5 are pretty much the same in terms of the coding and things like that. 4 over the middle. Got a first down throw again. Complete to his receiver. That's Surratt. Surratt's got another catch and now a first down. Into the red zone. Let's see if Indiana can punch in their first offensive touchdown of the game. Remember, their only touchdown is a Will Howard pick 6 in the very first quarter. First time we've seen the tight end there today. tight end Zach Horton, senior out of Roanoke, Virginia. Rourke. RPO left side goes again to Horton, and Horton's going to lose a couple yards that time. Davison Igbinosa makes a big tackle now. 2nd and goal. Here comes the other running back, and he's trying to middle. That's Green. Elijah Green? Yep, Elijah Green. I forgot what his name was for a second. Elijah Green now. 3rd and goal from the 2-yard line. Rourke. Give it to the running back, and he won't get there. Ellison. And they're going to go for it. 4th and goal from the 2. Why not? No guts, no glory. Love this from Kurt Signetti, their head coach. They're going to run it again. Right side. Touchdown. He got it in this time. Touchdown, Indiana, and Elijah Green. They are into the end zone. First offensive score of the day for the Indiana Hoosier offense. Thought the Buckeyes were maybe going to get a stop, but Green able to navigate a hole right there. He cut inside. You can see Jack Sawyer, 33, got kind of pushed out of the way, and he walked inside that C gap. B gap, I guess, is inside the tackle. If the A gap is inside the guard, the B gap would be inside the tackle. That's how you do gaps. All right, Buckeyes lead by 18 here, 11:29. We'll give the starters one more drive. If they score a touchdown, then I would be willing to put some backups in, since usually the backup defense is good for at least one touchdown given up. Here's Travion. Big run for him. 12 to the left side for Travion Henderson. He's run solidly here today. Again, so talented. They are in chew clock mode here, waiting for 5 seconds to snap the ball again and then giving it to Travion. 15 carries, 100 yards for Travion today. That'll get it done on just about every level. If you know, you know. Here's Quinshon. Big run to right side. Quinshon 40, 35, 30. Thought he was going to go the distance. He will be tackled by Sanguinetti at the very, very end of that long run. I thought he was maybe going to house call that one from 60. Instead, he's down at the 29-yard line. Here's Howard. Empty set. Will Howard, senior quarterback. Rolling. Fumbles. Ooh, they're going to say that's another one of those throwaways like that. That would be something that, like, if I was be like, hey, when a quarterback gets sacked, the ball doesn't just pop out and you can't say that it's a completion. Like, if it's not a fumble, it's intentional grounding. I don't think I've ever seen intentional grounding called in a video game, for instance. Quinshon, and he went to the wrong hole. I thought the hole was a little bit more towards the middle, so they're going to stall out and settle for a field goal here. 8:20 or so and counting on this fourth quarter clock. Jaden Fielding's kick is up, and his kick is good. All right. Back to pass. Rourke. Curtis Rourke has been pretty much held in check today. Senior quarterback again, the transfer from Ohio University. Go Bobcats. And he's played pretty well. Hasn't turned the football over yet, which again is a big reason why they brought him over. A senior quarterback, a lot of experience, and as literally as I said it, he's going to jinx it. And Jordan Hancock's going to get a pick six. I literally had just finished saying they brought him in because he doesn't turn the ball over very much, and he literally throws the pick six right when I finish saying it. Apparently I am. I hadn't even finished saying it. Jordan Hancock, that's too easy. Too easy. Hey, Karen, welcome in. Go Browns and Buckeyes. Deep kick almost out of the back of the end zone. 7:35 to go. We'll let the starters go one more drive here on defense, and then if there's still some time left, we'll swap out some starters, but I'd like to get these starters some stats. Ooh, big hit from Sonny Styles. Whew. It was a baptism. You are slain with Holy Ghost power. That's what I can imagine him saying. Setting up screen right side. Trying to knife in there is Styles. First down achieved and more. And Ellison gets up to the 45-yard line. That's a good question, Applied. Maybe. I think maybe they're probably going to wait and see how it goes for the NFL, if it's truly as exciting as they say, and if there is less injuries and more exciting football plays, and they're incentivizing people to not just kick it out of the end zone, then maybe you could very possibly see it happening. Again, I think in general they want to make it a real play. It's such a throwaway play most of the time. And again, 40 yards of sprinting before throwing your body at a person. Of course there'll be less injuries at a 5-yard run-up. First down now inside the 38-yard line. Brings up a 2nd and 6. Indiana driving pretty nicely again here. Obviously not that this game is in doubt at this point. We will go ahead and forward the week and check to make sure that Michigan won, guys. But that's going to be what's on deck here. Ohio State and Michigan. And I'm going to try to do that sim maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday. Float it to the end zone. Knocked away by Igbinosun. He got landed on, too, for good measure. Right side throw, and he did catch it. He had to turn around and lean to the ground. E.J. Williams, Phoenix City, Arizona product, 5th-year senior. There's Horton, the tight end, and he almost broke it around. That's Jaden Bonsu, a sophomore, into the game. A little bit of a stamina sub situation. Big game, you're right, Applied. It's going to be a big one with the team up north. A big, big, big one again. If they win their game today in our sim, whoever they're playing here in week 13, that both teams will be undefeated. And as I've said before, that means that they are both guaranteed to rematch again the next week. So we could be having back-to-back Michigan games. And again, if you're going to win one of them for Ohio State, I'd rather have it be the Big Ten Championship, because that means you get the automatic bye. Here comes Rourke, and he'll slide down in front of C.J. Hicks. Hicks was about to decleat him. 2:42 on the clock. Senior quarterback Curtis Rourke back to the end zone. He chucks it away. Rourke chucks that out of the back of the end zone. Almost hit a cheerleader on the way out. 3rd and goal now. 2:34 here on this 4th quarter clock. Oh, touchdown. Hoosiers completes it to Elijah Surratt. That was kind of a cool play. I don't know if the Heisman is the right pose there for you, Surratt. It was kind of a cool play because he was running a very traditional slant, and then clearly they had talked about it beforehand because he just stopped his route. And you'll see the defender kept running. Tremaine Matthews kept running. He's like, oh, he's running a slant. And he's literally like, no, halfway through the slant, I'm going to stop. And I'm just going to stand there. Yeah, Applied, I would obviously love to win both, but I'm just like, this year they're like, they want to beat Michigan so badly, right? All these guys came back. We want to beat them so badly. If they beat them in the regular season and then lose in the Big Ten Championship and lose in the national championship or something, like if they play them again in the playoff, like nobody's going to care that they beat them once on November 28th, because they will have then lost to them other times. You know what I mean? So, like, for me, it's like whenever we play them last, that's the one that I want to win. If they're only going to play once in a week 14, cool, I want to win it. If they're only going to play twice, and I want to win the Big Ten Championship game. I don't care what happens in the other one. If they play 3 times, I really don't care what happens in the first 2. I want to win the 3rd one, if that makes sense. Yeah, obviously winning all of them would be great. That does sound fun. I would sign up for that. And they're good enough to do that this year. And Michigan took a huge, they lost so many guys, tons of coaches. Quarterback isn't going to be as good. Running back isn't going to be as good. Receivers aren't going to be as good. Defense should be pretty decent. as well. Should be the last play of the game here. Hand it off to Travion Henderson. It'll be blown up at the line of scrimmage. Well, guys, this one was a lot of fun. I appreciate you staying up late with me. Yes, there's a chance we can play 3 times, Applied. That's what I'm saying. All we want to do is beat Michigan, and I get that, but you could play them 3 times. And beating a team 3 times is really hard. Ask an NFL team how hard it is to beat the same team twice in the same year. So yes, the 12-team playoff at the end of the year. Buckeyes play Michigan in the regular season. If the Ohio State and Michigan have the 2 highest records, which in our sim season they do, they will play again in the Big Ten Championship, which is 1 week later. Now, because they're both 11-0, they're both obviously going to be in the 12-team playoff, even when one of them loses in the Big Ten Championship game. So, let's say Ohio State wins the Big Ten Championship game, they're the number 1 seed. Michigan could be the number 7 seed or the number 8 seed, and then they play a 12-team playoff. We're going to do it. We're going to do the whole thing here on the channel, so you'll be able to kind of see it unfold before your eyes. I'll even show you a mock-up of what would happen should it end today. All right, Will Howard today. Actually, we never do Ohio State first. Indiana, Curtis Rourke, 24-38, 290, 1 touchdown, 1 interception for the pick 6. Ellison, 14 for 33, 8 for 30 for Elijah Green. Curtis Rourke, 8 for negative 15. Zach Horton, the tight end, 7 for 52. Price with 447. McCauley, 446. 4 for Surratt, 82. He had the touchdown as well. 3 for Ellison, 2 for E.J. Williams in this one. Defensively speaking, a lot of guys with a lot of tackles. Buckeyes ran a lot of plays. Jameer Johnson, Fisher, Sanguinetti, Asbury, Walker, and Pons all with double digits. No sacks today. How about that for the Buckeye defense? The pick 6, however, by D'Angelo Pons was in fact a thing. As we talked about, passing, rushing. It's weird. Will Howard, 31-37, 282, 4 touchdowns, and again, the 5th touchdown, the interception return for a touchdown. Travion Henderson today, 18 for $114. Quinchon, 8 for 54. Both guys averaging over 6 a pop. That's lovely to see. Quinchon got in the end zone, 6 for 31 for Howard. G. Scott, 8 for 76 and a touchdown, 7 for 65 for Ibuka, 6 for 44 and a touchdown for Tate, 5 for 50 and 2 touchdowns for Smith in this one. Defensively speaking, leading tackler Lathan Ransom was 16, 13 for Sonny Styles. How about 10 for Tyleik Williams, including 6 TFLs today for the defensive tackle. 2 sacks for Jason Moore, 1 for JTT, 1 for Ty Williams, and a half for Sawyer and Styles, and then the pick 6 for Jordan Hancock. So bear with me. We will advance on the week, and we will show you, and I'll show you what it would look like applied. I will show you what it looks like. So we will advance along the week. Yeah, 4-star defensive tackle committed. We'll take that. Tyleik Williams, Defensive Player of the Week in the Big Ten. Oh, surprise. Tyleik Williams, National Player of the Week against 6 TFLs. This is a lot of TFLs. There it is, baby. 11-0 Michigan, number 2. 11-0 Ohio State, number 1. I was there was a number 1, a 1 versus 2 in, like 2006, 2007 maybe. I think that was like Troy Smith, Anthony Gonzalez, and Ted Ginn. That was such a great game, 1 versus 2. I was at that one in the horseshoe that day. Pretty special game. All right, so here we go, applied. Here's how it would work. If the season ended today, the top 4 teams get buys. So technically, right now they're giving the tiebreaker to Michigan. So Michigan as the 1 seed because they won the Big Ten. Texas A&M at the bottom, that would be your SEC champ. Utah is the Big 12 champ. And then Old Dominion must be the ACC champ, which is absolutely wild to me that they would win, that they're better than Clemson right now. But apparently they are. So then you can see over there, 12 seed plays the 5, 9 plays the 8, 11 plays the 6. So it's truly like a bracketed tournament at that point. So let's say Ohio State beats Boston College, then Ohio State gets to play Old Dominion in the Peach Bowl. You can see how they have got the little Peach Bowl, Rose Bowl, Sugar Bowl, Fiesta Bowl emblems next to them. And then the first round games are home games. So like Georgia will go to Notre Dame, Clemson will go to Miami, Kansas will go to Oregon. But my point in saying all of this is Georgia has 3 losses and they're still going to make the playoffs. Boston College seems crazy to me. They have 3 losses. They're the 21 team in the AP, but they're the 12th team in the college playoff right now. So you don't have to be perfect to make the playoff anymore, is my point. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Heisman watch right now. Jalen Miller, there he is. How about Tyreek Williams and Jack Sawyer and JT Tuimoloau? Look at that. 3 defensive linemen. You're finalists for the Heisman Trophy. Let's go. I love that. Let's give it to a defensive player. Why not? That would be crazy town. All right, guys, this one was a lot of fun. It's going to be Ohio State. It's going to be the team up north, and it's coming up real darn soon. And I can't wait. We're going to bring it to you here on the channel very, very soon. Thanks again to all of our subscribers. You guys are the absolute best. Take care of yourselves. Have a great night. Today we will say, go Bucks. And as always, go Browns.